Hi there, I'm Sue Johnson from Wake Up and Live with the Arts, and we are here this evening to talk with the artistic director of Karamu, Terrence Spivey, who just got through easing on down the road with his fabulous production of The Wiz that closed out the 2015 season. And I mean, it was a marvelous production. Sold out houses,
yes.
And you had to add
a show
come
yes.
Sunday, June 28th.
June 28th at 3 o'clock matinee.
And it
sold
is
out.
sold out too. So we're on a roll, and for those of us who've been around for a number of years, this is like Karamu was in the old days, you know, just packed houses and people everywhere. So that was an absolutely marvelous run.
Yes.
But you're not stopping there.
Right.
Oh, you're going to keep the boat momentum going in terms of September, October. You're going to open with
Step Into the Bad Side, Dream Girls.
Dream Girls. I want to play Effie. Yes. And you will
you
not
ready for that number, that song? Okay. That big signature.
Note.
Okay.
Yeah, hit that note. So that the 2016 season opens with Dream Girls. And
now after that, we have a piece called Force Continuum, which is part of our social justice series. That's going to be in October.
Okay.
And Black Nativity, we're bringing that back
for
to celebrate
Christmas?
Yes.
Okay.
100th anniversary. Going to be new and improved. And then in Black History Month, we're going to have a piece called Detroit 67.
Okay, yes.
That dealt with the famous riots in Detroit.
Detroit, yes.
And after that, we're bringing back another play folks have been asking about, just as much as Black Nativity, God's Trombones.
God's Trombones. I mean, it's going to be phenomenal.
Yes.
Absolutely. This 2016 season coming up. So you will need to go to the Karamu website, www.karamuhouse.org. But now, in case all summer long you keep waiting in anticipation for the 2016 season, we've got stuff for you to do this July, this August.
Right. Yeah, August, yes.
August,
that's right.
Because we are taking Shakespeare's Julius Caesar outside. Julius Caesar in Africa.
Julius Caesar set in Africa, written by a friend of mine named Rome Neal, who runs the Nuyorican Poets Cafe in New York.
Oh, yes.
In Rome, and he, the piece was done like 20. Actually, it's going to be the 20th anniversary here at Karamu.
Okay.
Because it was done like 20 years ago in New York, so it's good timing for everything. The Centennial, with the Wiz, 40 years.
Yes.
Anniversary this year. I mean, it's just good timing for Karamu House.
And all this is, of course, during our centennial. Our 100th year,
yes.
that Karamu has been in existence since 1915, founded by Russell and Rowena Jelliff. And in a few minutes, our inimitable interim executive director and I will reminisce about Karamu's being around for 100 years. Now, you haven't, but you've been here 12 years now, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes, 12
and
years.
you're going to spend your summer with Julius Caesar in Africa. Do you recall any of the actors and who they're portraying offhand?
Yes, Stephen Hood. Going to be Julius Caesar.
Okay.
Stephen Hood was a Karamu alum.
Yes.
I can't recall all the other characters the other actors are playing, but Jimmy Woody is in the play.
There. Everybody knows Jimmy.
Jimmy Woody, India Burton, Ophelia Thomas.
Yes.
God, it's an all-star cast of who's who of actors, particularly African-American actors throughout the city.
And they will be performing.
And directed by Fred Sternfeld, who's a wonderful director, too.
Yeah, everybody in the country knows Fred
Sternfeld.
Very
well respected. Yeah.
And for those artists, you should also remember that Fred Sternfeld founded our NEOPAL, our NEOPAL, which is the daily email resource of all the auditions and performances and activities going on in the arts world, in Greater Cleveland. So Fred is directing that, and we didn't get them to come on the show, but...
Yes, I'm sorry, Talise Campbell.
Okay.
She's going to do the choreography.
Good.
The African dance and everything. Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
And let's see, your daughter Malika is the costume... or she was doing it for Wiz?
Well, she was a makeup artist for the Wiz.
Makeup Wiz.
Harold Crawford did the costumes.
Oh yeah, Harold. And I hope you've seen the Wiz, or it's up on Facebook or on the what is that thing called? The website. Yeah, so that you can get a sense. The costumes, everything was Broadway level.
Oh, okay.
Richard's set, everything, which was a fascinating way that he delivered the set this time.
Right.
So Karamu is hot. I'll tell you, go steam heat. That's what Karamu is doing with all of its productions now. And so for people to find out about Julius Caesar in Africa this summer, what should they do?
They can go to the KaramuHouse.org, go on the website, go into the theater tab, and click on it, and they'll see they'll see this here, and they'll definitely see
and this here
Julius Caesar, the 2015-16 subscription campaign.
Yeah, okay, they'll see this also.
So I segued into that pretty good, didn't I?
Yeah, you did a good job. You did a good job on that. Not only can you go to the website, but certainly you can always call the Karamu box office 216-795-7070. And I think the best extension is still 225. 225 now?
225, yes.
Okay, 225. I don't know 225.
Yeah, that's the box office extension.
Oh, see, you learn something new every day. What has given you, now you've come off a season that has been tremendous in the various productions for the 2015 season. As artistic director, what has, if possible, what has given you some of your most satisfaction as you look at the overall season? Just
this past season plays?
Yes, that we ending up with 2015.
All of them were fantastic. A Leap of Faith, we took a chance, we took a leap of faith with Leap of Faith.
Yes.
In terms of an all African-American cast, which the critic, Andrea Samakis, said she felt that if it was like that, it would have lasted long on Broadway. Because there was a lot of, gospel involved with the piece. I love the film with Steve Martin.
Okay.
One piece I was really, Mighty Scarabs I love.
That was
We were so happy to bring Cornell back with his works.
And he's talking about Cornell
Calhoun, the playwright, wonderful actor.
Local, because we want to promote our Cleveland folks.
Yes. But I must say, the next for me, not that I directed it, because sometimes you can work on pieces and it moves on its own.
Yes.
It directs itself each week and each day.
Yes.
And Joe Turner's Come and Gone. I was really excited. I could see why that was August Wilson's favorite play.
Yes.
Because he has all his other works in it. The magical realism and the realistic fantasies, everything was in that piece. And I thought that Michael May, who was a wonderful actor, well respected in Cleveland, I thought he gave his best performance for Harold Loomis. And I thought the whole ensemble was fantastic, But the Wiz, I must say, it's kind of now, in terms of me throughout the 12 years, on the kind of neck and neck with God's Trombones in terms of musicals satisfaction.
Yes.
It's neck and neck.
Because you've done a yeoman's job, and I always say this, not only from my perspective, but from the community's perspective, that in 12 years, Karamu has been lifted up by your productions and all the actors and, well, everybody involved. But people now are beginning even more so to recognize the power of the artistry that goes on here, at Karamu. Now, you are busy. In fact, we'll be talking with our interim executive director pretty soon. But we were meeting, and I even said something about an associate or assistant artistic director, because you're just coming off of the TCG on top of everything else.
Yeah, that's right. TCG was nice.
Tell our audience a little bit about that.
TCG is Theater Communications Group. They're based in New York. Teresa Ehring, who's the executive director, she runs it, and it's like it covers it and advocates theater throughout regional, Broadway, off-Broadway community. We're a member now, TCG. Karamu's a member.
Yes,
and we were part of the host committee along with Cleveland Playhouse, Cleveland Public Theater, and Great Lakes, and it was just nice. It was from June 18th to June 20th.
Yes.
And it was really mind-blowing and getting a chance to, it was like a reunion. I met a couple of folks I knew from New York, other places, then meeting new people, and on the 19th, a lot of them came busload to see The Wiz.
Yes.
And I was surprised. I did not expect to see Woody King Jr. from New Federal Theater.
That is my dream. Someday
I did not expect to see this guy. He's the godfather. When I went out after the show during curtain call. I jumped out there with everybody dancing and did the moonwalk with him. The interim exec missed that. But I got out there and acknowledged everybody, the TCG people.
Yes.
And he's the godfather of black theater. I mean, he's a legend.
My God,
I didn't expect to see him. I didn't expect to see him in the audience.
My playwright, Vicki Williams, she got a chance to meet him.
Yes, right.
She got a chance to meet Paula Vogel.
Yeah, so Paula Vogel.
Keep your fingers crossed. We may have some things with our own Vicki Williams out of our actor's studio.
Good. Yeah. Center Stage Theater from LA was here in town. They came to see the show. Cape Fear Regional Theater in North Carolina. The artistic director from Oregon Shakespeare Festival was here. It was, and Marshall Jones, artistic director of Crossroads. And executive director came in Friday, the executive director for Samuel French Publishing, Inc.
Samuel French got here,
right from New York. And his assistant, the literary manager and literary associate, they came in Saturday night and gave me a gift of 5 plays.
Hot dog.
A nice bag, tote bag with Samuel French on it. And they knew, they were surprised and happy to see we were doing 2 of their works, which is Force Continuum and Detroit 67.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. What else is happening? I've been around 115 years, and I see little glimpses that Cleveland finally is beginning to be recognized as an artistic theatrical location where it's not just New York and LA, maybe Chicago, but that we are not always flown over, but we are now working on being a destination for important things happening in the arts. Now, as we begin to wrap up this segment so we can get to talk to Pat pretty soon, I don't think I've ever asked you this question. Aha! You, Terrence Spivey, our current artistic director of Karamu, have you ever thought about what your dreams and ambitions are? Where do you see you going, or Karamu going, or what's your life looking like for you?
I would like to continue to do what I'm doing, particularly here, guest directing places, continue to see more actors, see them, the ones we work with as young kids in the
bringing them up in the theaters.
Seeing them grow.
That little bitty thing that you had in the Wiz.
Yeah, Roxanne. Roxanne Parker's daughter.
2 little bitty ones.
Yes. Seeing people like that grow, and seeing the camaraderie we have with TCG, when all the theaters came together. That's the only way we're going to show how strong we are by all of us coming together. And the TCG people saw that. They saw the CPT party in Raymond's theater.
That Raymond
Bobgan.
Public Theater.
I mean, all these folks from all over the country said, wow, we love this space and we love Cleveland. So each organization represented Cleveland in a nice way. They went to the party. Some folks came to see the play. Oh, wow. That represent not just Karamu, it represent Cleveland. They represented the other theaters too.
Yes.
You know, them going to Playhouse Square represented the artists and represented Cleveland and represented everybody else. It was just a good feeling, you know.
Well, that was, even though I did not get to the Centennial Gala, which we'll also reminisce about. But I came Friday of that weekend, the Centennial weekend, Gala weekend, where we had reception for James Pickens Jr. and Dr. Weber from Grey's Anatomy. And we got to see The Wiz, and then Monday we got to see Dale Ricardo Shields' production of Home.
Sam Art Williams.
Sam Art Williams' piece, and Mariama White and Nina Domingue and James Pickens Jr. Read that particular production to a full house, essentially a full house. So that weekend was very reminiscent of. Not that you're supposed to go back, but the old days in Karamu and people coming together again, which is how Karamu was founded, a place of joyful gathering. So you want to do more, keep doing beautiful, wonderful things.
And continue to have awards like the Centennial and honoring a lot of the alums, because the Centennial at the Cleveland Museum was beautiful. I mean, just I'm sure the interim exec Pat Egan will tell you more about it, but just the attendance and everything just overlapped, and it was just a nice threading of a weekend, you know, artistic
and we're
threading.
Going to keep the momentum
and
going.
And
yes.
Financial threading too.
Oh, yes.
Monetary.
By the way, good segue. As director of Wake Up and Live's Actor Studio, and as a coordinator working on Terrence with the master classes in the arts here at Karamu, which is a Karamu project. If you want to send us money, we'll be happy to receive it to help us develop and implement our master classes in the arts. So yeah, we are looking for donors and sponsors and people to help us make this a successful new component of the theater program. And what you can do again is contact Karamu at www.karamuhouse.org, and you can always get information from the business office, 216-795-7070. And do we want extension 225?
225, or it's 795-7077 as well, and it will go straight directly to the box office.
And because we're soliciting on behalf of the master classes, which Terrence is the head of, I'm also going to say that you can contact us at wakeup4664@AOL.com if you find that you would love to help our master classes in the arts become a success at Karamu. We launched the program this year with Diane McIntyre, international choreographer and dancer, and then we had Bill Cobbs. Everybody knows Bill Cobbs from Cleveland and the movies. So we're getting it together, and by the fall, we hope to have a full program of master classes in the arts in place.
That's right.
Yeah, yes. So we're moving along.
Yeah, moving along. Yeah.
Karamu, for its 100th year, is very busy.
Yeah, I would just like to say one more thing is in terms of the arts, the community, what they've done over the years, keeping Karamu alive and keeping it afloat, and also the artists, their sacrifice, because all the way up to the Wiz, because I've told many people that the rehearsals for this show was
god awful in terms of what they required. You know, the amount of time and energy and
some of
effort.
the parents who were in the show, they're young people. They didn't take them home. Some of the kids were like taking naps in a chair.
Yes.
But the parents weren't complaining because they loved what they were doing, and they really made this happen. You know,
yes.
I mean, the Wiz wouldn't have. None of the shows we do wouldn't work without the sacrifice. And these folks are not really equity or union, but that drive and determination makes a huge difference.
And I always maintain, I am, you know, an equity type person, but I always maintain that equity is wonderful as a union organization, but that does not mean that there are not actors who are as good as or better than those who are AEA members.
Right.
So you've got to come see and support our local talent, and Karamu is #1 in needing your support and keeping the wonderful momentum going that the plays have started this year and the gala. So with that, I'm going to let you go so we can kind of segue into chatting with Pat Egan, our interim executive director. And then this is an inside thing. Go home and go to sleep.
I'll try.
Yes, because he's been very busy, very, very busy. So thank you.
Thank you
for coming on and sharing more information about what's going on in the arts and the theater department at Karamu. And we'll be talking soon when we get the master classes in the arts launched for the fall season coming up, and we'll probably launch them in October, probably.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks.
Thank you.
Don't go away. Pat will be right here.